World Malaria Day today, and World Malaria Day is an international observed day commemorated on the 25th of April yearly. It's a day set aside to recognize global efforts to control malaria. And with me here on the show, we have our contestants as usual, and they are going to be telling us new things about malaria. They are going to be teaching us about malaria today, so let's learn from them.
Hello viewers, my name is Peculiar Olga. I'm contestant number 5. As we all know, malaria is a parasite, or you may not know, but we are here to tell you about malaria. Malaria is a parasite that is caused by protozoa, and it affects our red blood cells. Now, Group A is here to talk about the traditional ways of treating malaria. Okay. We have several ways of treating malaria traditionally. But first of all, I would like you to understand that throughout this time, over 80% of every home actually experiences malaria syndrome, from both the old to the new, to the children, which we realize that they suffer this parasite. And even when you go to make tests, you realize that a lot of families suffer these symptoms. We want to tell you about the traditional ways by which you can actually treat malaria. I would like to ask one of my contestants who is in my group to speak about one aspect or few ways by which you can treat malaria traditionally.
My name is Ayama Deborah Didabole. I'm contestant number 4. There are many ways to cure malaria. The traditional way to cure malaria, number 1, you can use bitter leaf. When you get the bitter leaf, you wash it first, then you squeeze it with a clean water, then you filter it, then you now drink the water, the first water. Then you can also use lemon leaf. Then when you got it, you wash it, you boil it with water, then you drink it. There are some few points I have. Thank you.
All right, let's also listen to Miss Faith.
My name is Umude Faith. I'm contestant number 6. Now, one way you can treat malaria traditionally, we have most of our herbs which we use. We have the dry plantain leaf, we have moringa leaf, we have scent leaf, we have pawpaw leaf. Now, when you gather these leaves together, also added the lemongrass. When you gather all these leaves together, the first thing you do is to wash them. Then after washing them, you put it in a pot, cover it, boil it like about 20 to 30 minutes for it to boil very well. Then once it boils very well, you can see the color. The color will be kind of dark in green color. Then you bring it down, remove the one you will drink. Then as it's very hot, don't wait for it to get cold. Just create a little room for it, either with your mattress or your wrapper. Just make a room for it. Don't give it a space in order for air to enter. Use it and cover yourself. Remove your clothes. Use yourself. Embrace the pot so that the vapor from the boiled herbs, which is very hot, will be coming up on you. By then, you will do that for 3 days. You will keep on boiling the same leaf for 3 days. Then when you early in the morning, that is what you do before you take your bath. Then after that, you also drink the one that you removed aside for the same 3 days. Then another way you can treat malaria traditionally is only by using moringa leaf. It works on its own separately. The first thing you do when you get the leaf, you wash it, boil it like 5 minutes. That one is very strong and active. So it's either you drink it like that if your body can carry, or you add a little milk to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, that's it from Group A. They've told us the different ways we can take care of ourselves when we have malaria locally, getting different herbs to boil and then heat ourselves up. And let's hear from Group B, who who will be telling us something very new.
My name is Abayimunam Itesi Samuel. I'm contestant number 7. Here with me are my teammates
Aleta Stephanie Iyoha.
Dixon Esther Frank, contestant number 9.
Today being 25th of April, the World Malaria Day, will be talking about the orthodox means of treating malaria. And before we start, I'm going to talk about what we mean by orthodox. Orthodox is following or conforming to a general accepted way, belief or practice of religion. And orthodox medicine is a modern way of treating an infection. What is malaria? Malaria can be seen as a fever caused by a protozoa parasite which invades the red blood cell and is being transmitted by mosquitoes. So I'm going to hand over to the rest of my teammates to explain more on the orthodox means of treating malaria.
Thank you. I'm contestant number 8. The main carrier of the malaria parasite is the female Anopheles mosquito. I would be listing the classes of drugs that are used to treat the malaria parasite, Plasmodium parasite. 1, you have the quinoline related compounds. 2, you have the artemisinin derivatives. 3, we have the antimicrobials. And 4, we have the antifoliates. Thank you.
Okay, I'll be talking about malaria in pregnant women. Pregnant women experiencing malaria is a very bad one. When pregnant women experience malaria at a very early stage, it causes stillbirth, in the sense that the baby automatically gets aborted without you using abortion drugs. It just gets aborted. When a pregnant woman gets infected with this malaria parasite, there's tendency that the baby inside, if the woman actually survive, when the baby is finally giving birth to, the baby suffer from jaundice. And sometimes malaria parasite causes high blood pressure in pregnant women. Then I'll be talking about the ingredients and contents contained in malaria drugs that we use. Firstly, we have mefloquine, we have quinine, we have pyrimethamine, we have lumefantrine, we have artemether. These are the ingredients contained in anti-malaria drugs. And the next one we'll be talking about now are the brands of anti-malaria drugs that can be used. Then I would like to talk about the brands that can be used to cure malaria. Firstly, I would like to let you know that the only drugs among all these drugs that will be mentioning used in curing malaria in pregnant women is only Fansida. Fansida is the only safest one that can be used to cure malaria in pregnant women. I would like to hand over the mic to my fellow contestants here in my group, so that they will tell us the brands of anti-malaria drugs.
Fansida and Amala both can be taken in a single dose.
Okay, we have Lonart and Lumapil Forte. The second dose is taken 8 hours after the first dose, and the other dosage are taken 12 hours intervally.
Okay, we have Coartem and we have artesunate. Coartem and artesunate are taking 4 tablets 3 times daily. Then you use the remaining 2 tablets for the remaining days till the end of the use of the tablets. Thank you.
That's it from Group B. They had a lot of very big words and Oyibo to throw at us today. It's very interesting. I think we have medical students here. Do we have any medical students here? That's very interesting from Group B, and they had a lot of words and they were talking about the modern way to take care of malaria. A lot different from Group A, who was telling us how to take care of malaria using herbs and natural conventional methods. So now I'll be handing over to Group C.
My name is Essie Omoroga, contestant number 3, and with me are my colleagues
Fashusi Alababiola, contestant number 2.
Doris Orewan, contestant number 1.
Okay, today we'll be talking on how to prevent malaria. But first of all, I would like to throw more light on what prevention means. Prevention means is the process of avoiding something from occurring. Like today a lot of people have died as a result of malaria because they pay less attention to malaria. Malaria is one of the commonest commonest sickness that we have today in Nigeria. So we'll be giving you more light on how to prevent malaria. Number 1, dirty environment can also attract mosquito, which can lead to malaria in human body. And with this, I would like to give my other colleagues for more light.
Thank you. My name is Fashusi Alababiola. I'm contestant number 2. There are a lot of ways to prevent malaria. We can also prevent malaria by using our insecticide. Before we sleep, we have to spray the insecticide inside our room. That one also we can prevent malaria. Also, the clothes we are wearing all the time, our clothes must be neat. Not to be piling our clothes all the time. Pile your clothes for a week, a month. That one is not good. We should be putting on neat clothes always. That one also prevent us from having malaria. The last thing I would like to say, we should always put on our long sleeve with long trouser anytime we want to sleep. That one also prevent us from having malaria. Also, we should always, our bed net should be treated very well. That one also prevent us from having malaria. I will hand over the mic to my next contestant to throw more light on the prevention of malaria. Thank you.
My name is Doris Orewan. I'm contestant number 1. I have few major points how to prevent malaria. Number 1 is by exercising. Every morning, if you find out if you do exercise every morning, you cannot contract malaria. Number 2 is by clearing our environment and keeping them neat. Mostly our rooms. You find out most times if you open some people's room, you find out there's mosquito flying up and down in broad daylight. And if you kill those mosquitoes, you find out there's a blood. That means they've sucked someone. That will make them contract malaria. By keeping our room very neat, there will no mosquito in our room. Secondly, our toilet. We need to wash our toilet very clean to avoid smell from the toilet. By inhaling the smell from the toilet, you might contract malaria. Thirdly, avoid flies from perching our foods. When flies perch our food, you might contract malaria. With these few points, at least you know how to prevent malaria. Thank you. I'll hand over to my colleague to run up.
Finally, like I would say, prevention, they say, is better than cure. So we should try and keep out of the reach of malaria. Thank you.
Okay, viewers, you've heard from our contestants here on the show. They've talked about different methods to prevent malaria here from Group C. And we've heard from Group 1 and Group A and Group B telling us how to take care of malaria locally from Group A, and Group B telling us how to take care of malaria with the orthodox fashion. And that's it today here on the session on World Malaria Day. Thanks for watching. Nivea Anita here, and this is Fempreneur.